recording? We're recording. You're not supposed to be talking so loud if I'm the one doing the thing. I'm the one with the microphone. Maybe just, temper your attitude for a moment. All right, everybody. Hello. My name is Officer Extra. I am so happy to be here. I just moved down from Henniker, New Hampshire. To be honest with you, I've been out of work for about a year and a half. I am here to make sure that everyone is extra safe, and that is what the extra stands for in my name. So let's go on in and learn what it's like to be a resident assistant. I'm going to help them, of course, with all of my safety expertise. Let's go. Look, it's very confusing. It can be if you're in a hurry and you're not sure which button to push. This looks just like a button and that looks like a button. And if you need to save time, just press both of them. We're going to be meeting with an RA here. His name is Emanuel Isakov. He's one of the lower level RAs. He doesn't have a lot of experience. He's got a lot of problems. He's just got a lot of issues. And so I apologize in advance. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? So this is Manny. This is the RA I was talking with you about. Hello. My name is Officer Extra. I am extra concerned with your safety. I wear the vest so people can see where I am. I recommend everyone wear a vest. I don't know where their vests are, but you really shouldn't interrupt me, Manny. Tell the folks watching at home, what is it that you do here?
What I do is I keep people like Officer Extra out of the residence halls to keep all the residents safe.
I just want to do a quick safety check and make sure these stools are okay. You see this right here? Yeah, you see that? That's loose right there. That's definitely no good. If you don't screw this in, what's going to happen is you're going to get lots of friction, and you're going to be up there, and you're going to be rocking back and forth, and guess what? You're going to start a fire.
This stool is perfectly safe.
Now we know exactly why it's loose, don't we? We got a bicycle over here? Really? Where'd you steal this from? 1952? Look at this thing. Who puts a gas tank on a bicycle? Really? This guy has not got it together. What's over there?
That's Jess's lost and found. Yeah. That's actually a safety measure. It's to keep Jess's stuff contained in one little corner so nobody trips and falls.
Gabi, how do you feel about having your own lost and found?
I was really privileged the first time I came over. I was like, wow, they love me enough to make a lost and found. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think they love me at all, actually.
No, more or less, you're probably a real nuisance, and they just had to try to organize it in some way. Whose lips are these? Look at this. Looks like someone kicked it with a shoe. Brush your teeth, Manny. Oh, my gosh. All right, Scott, so where are we right now?
We are in the kitchen. Manny leaves a mess every now and again.
We all know Manny is a hot mess, honestly. So, Scott, you said you heat up things more often than cook, and so I appreciate your honesty. Yep. What types of things are we heating up in here?
Pizza rolls, a lot. Macaroni and cheese. And eggs.
Good, you got the 3 food groups there. That's excellent. All right, pizza rolls, macaroni and cheese, and eggs. The only thing you left out was, straight cane sugar. You know what I like about the Solo Cup? It's made out of plastic. And plastic isn't glass, and plastic doesn't break like glass. You can fall down on a glass and cut yourself. You're not gonna fall down on that red cup. You're just gonna break apart and you're gonna be fine. All right, everyone, that about does it for this segment of Officer Extra. I'm your host, Officer Extra. Thank you to Scott, Manny, Aiden, and Jess for joining me today. And of course, there's just one last thing we gotta say. Go Bulls! And now it's time for USF Housing Live. Gregory Bowers, Sierra Rose, Maxwell Morinelli, Elisa Goldberg, Irene Naomi, Courtney Cadogan, Geraldine Paredes, June Dickens, Chris Herrera, Stephanie Jockman, Wednesday, February 21st, 2018. Coming to you from the beautiful University of South Florida campus in Tampa, it's the season premiere of USF Housing Live.
All right, everyone. Welcome. This is USF Housing Live. I'm your host, Gregory Bowers with Housing Residential Education here at the beautiful University of South Florida in Tampa. Our motto, best place to live, best place to work, best place to learn. So this is season 4, everyone. We are so happy to be back. One thing I've got to say right here at the top of the show is it is National Resident Assistant Appreciation Day. So all those RAs out there, we do appreciate you. We've got one of them here on the show we're going to be talking with in just a moment. Also, want to do a little shout out. They don't know this is coming, but to Anna Hernandez, our Assistant Vice President for Housing Residential Education. Thank you so much for your support over the years. We are here doing season 4, and it's because of you taking a risk on us doing this crazy thing to connect with all of our residents, those prospective bulls, and of course all of their families. So for all of you watching tonight, know that at any time you can go ahead and type in the comments on YouTube, in the Facebook group, or on our page. They'll send me those questions right here on the set, and we'll answer you in real time. We do have 24 episodes coming your way. This is the first one, of course. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. we'll be right here, ready to answer your questions, showing you everything about USF, talking about the campus experience, and just providing that support. Also, another thing I want to share with you is that there was an event 1 week ago here in Florida, in Parkland, Florida. I want everyone to be aware that we have USF Bulls who were impacted by that. And though this show isn't political, we're not going to get into that discussion, I do want to let you know, for all of you impacted in Parkland and beyond, our heart goes out to you, and you are not forgotten. And so for all of those Bulls, too, who are affected, we have provided you those resources, and if you ever have any questions, you are welcome to send them to us right here on the set, and we'll get you the support that you need in this difficult time. And so now it's time to meet our special guest this evening. First up, we have Emanuel Isakov, also goes by Manny, one of our resident assistants. Manny, how you doing?
Doing good, Greg. Glad to be here.
I'm happy to have you. This is your second time on the show, isn't it?
Yeah, for real. You can't get rid of me.
I really can't, and I have tried, okay?
Yeah.
And so, Manny, glad to have you. Also joining us is Kailee Sylvester, one of our residential guides. Kailee, welcome.
Hi there, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's good to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
You are literally a ball of energy. I love that you're here tonight. And so we got some questions we have already set up I want to get into, but again, if you got a question at home, just send it our way and we'll answer you in real time. So Manny, tell me, who are you and what do you do here?
Well, I'm a resident assistant. What we do is we basically live in the residence halls, the same floors as all of our residents, and we help them out with any type of problems they might have, anything they need. If they need somebody just to talk to, if they need advice, help with schoolwork, anything, connection to on-campus resource, that's why we're here. We're here to assist our residents.
So it's right in the name, then.
Yeah, you can never forget.
And so I know sometimes, and we've talked about this before in prior seasons, is like, are you a police officer in the hall? Is that your job?
No, our leadership even tells us is that enforcing housing policy should be it's the minimum part of our job. Our job is to support the residents and to build relationships with them and to be there to help them and basically just be their pals.
And so let's talk a little bit about leadership on campus, because you're in a leadership position. Mm-hmm. And so what leadership opportunities are out there for our current students who might be considering joining one?
There is no shortage of leadership opportunities on campus. You could apply to be an RA for starters. You could apply to be an orientation leader with the Office of Orientation. You could apply to be a PAL, peer advisor leader. You could apply to even do the Emerging Leaders Institute, which is offered by the Center for Leadership or Civic Engagement, or CLCE. They're located in the Marshall Student Center. They're open every day of the week, and they're always happy to answer questions and help anybody out who's trying to get more involved on campus or find leadership opportunities like that.
Awesome. I love the shameless plug. Thank you, Manny. And also,
it.
to let folks know, we're going to have guests from all different areas around campus, including the Center for Leadership and Civic Engagement, or CLCE, as you'll get to know once you're here on campus for our new folks. Manny, so we were talking about this in one of the current class groups where a student was expressing, I want a leadership opportunity on campus, and they said, I can't find employment, I'm not an executive for my student organization, so there must be no leadership opportunities for me. So tell me, what does leadership really look like outside of those areas?
For me personally, I think that leadership is an action and a choice, not a position. I think that you don't need to have a job or a certain title next to your name to be considered a leader, because what people do is what makes them leaders. For example, if your friends come to you and they don't know how to deal with a difficult situation in their life, and you sit down with them and you listen to them and you help them navigate that situation, you tell them, I think you should do this, this is the responsible thing to do, or this is the right thing to do, or you should stand up for yourself, you're being a leader in that moment. You don't need to be an RA or an orientation leader or anything to do that. You can still be a leader. You don't need those positions, they don't define you.
So, Manny, when you're not an RA, I imagine you're a person like the rest of us.
Oh boy.
Albeit a little different, okay? Just gonna go ahead and say that.
Just a tad, yeah.
But what do you do for fun?
All sorts of things, really. There's a lot of fun stuff to do on this campus, honestly. You could go to clubs, you could go to, Greek organizations love putting on philanthropies that are a lot of fun, like chicken wing eating contests and stuff like that.
Is that a thing? Has that happened?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be happening, later this semester even.
Oh my, all those poor chickens. Oh.
Yeah, for real.
Well, they
But
can't fly anyway.
it's for a
so.
good cause. It's to benefit Make-A-Wish, so it's for a good cause.
All
Yeah.
right.
There's a USF organization called Hillel. They're a Jewish student organization. They have an ice cream parlor Monday nights where you can just show up and have some free ice cream. It's at no cost for students. It's here for students. There's just things like this that you can do. They're an excellent way to get connected and just have fun, get free food, meet people.
All right, and so I just have a few seconds left, but I want to hear from you because we probably have a number of our incoming students looking at the show tonight, and they're wondering, what do I need to do to prepare? So thinking about your few months out, what things should the future Bulls be doing to get ready to move on to campus?
They should be thinking about what they are trying to get out of their university experience and what they're trying to bring to their university experience. Because it's a good mix of both. You come to college to get something out of it, but you also come to make an impact. And thinking about that is a really good way to sort of gear up and get ready and, put your best foot forward.
All right, well, Manny, thank you so much for coming on the program tonight.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'll have some more time with Manny, and we're also going to be talking with Kailee in just a moment. But first, I want to take a short break. We're going to show a video featuring someone named Jess, and they are going to talk about their experience. You're going to see what it's like living here on campus. We'll take that short break. More USF Housing Live coming your way right after this.
Hi, my name's Jess. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm a first-year student studying environmental biology. Living on campus, you have the opportunity to just do something all the time without having to travel far. So I'm in the STEM LLC, which I absolutely love. I first thought it would just be a bunch of dorks, and I didn't really know what to expect. But everybody is really cool, and we all have the same classes, so we can help each other. I'm gonna shout out Cypress because Cypress is the best place to live on campus because you have beautiful views. My favorite spot on campus is the Cypress backyard, and I love hanging my hammock up out there. I'll probably set a time, like 2 hours outside in Cypress backyard, and I'll bring my book, I'll bring my ukulele, and I'll make sure to bring in no schoolwork at all. Sometimes I won't even bring my phone, just so I can reconnect with myself and my thoughts and release some creative energy. I guess having a creative outlet really helps me in all aspects of my life, and especially being a STEM major, I take really rigorous courses, and to have that creative outlook, it truly helps me get through the day. It makes it worth it. It's okay, when I get home I can write a song and just de-stress. Go Bulls!
All right, we are back, everyone, and so it's time to talk with Kailee. Kailee Sylvester, you are on USF Housing Live. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm ready to go.
So it says residential guide on your shirt. So who is a residential guide?
Residential guides are we give housing tours of campus. I'll also take you to all of the different opportunities around campus, show you different pieces on top of housing as we're going around. I'll tell you a little bit about what life is like here and how to live the Bulls life.
Now, someone must have given you a tour and introduced you to USF, and so I gotta ask, what was it that pulled you to our campus?
Oh gosh, I remember the first time I toured back at USF, oh gosh, it was summer years ago. And I loved the vibe of this campus. This campus is very accepting, everybody's very open. I loved being able to come to campus, and if I didn't know how to get to the Marshall Student Center, for example, knowing exactly that I could walk up to any random stranger and they would point me in the right direction. And to me, that was huge.
Do you still go up to random strangers and ask for directions?
I mean, on occasion. I like to think that as a tour guide, I know the campus pretty well. I have more people coming up to me now, but you know.
Because I've seen that happen. Have either of you had a family member when you visit campus and they just grab someone they don't know and ask for directions somewhere?
Oh, all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah?
Every day.
Is it awkward? Did it feel awkward when you had to do that?
Just tell them where to go. That's it.
So you're saying people come up to you all the time, Manny?
Yeah, it's that way around the bend, that's it. Yeah,
You give them good information?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know where everything is on this campus.
Well, okay, we're going to have our first contestant on Where Is It at USF. It's going to be Manny Isakov. So, Kailee, so when is someone going to bump into a residential guide?
The best way to find me is at Bulls Unite Day. Bulls Unite Day, I like to think of it as an orientation before your actual orientation for students that are admitted into the university. And I can basically give you a tour of campus, and it's really easy to find me because we're all kind of loud and energetic and fun to find.
Awesome, and so we're very happy to have you serving with us as an RG, as we call them, and so it's a lot of fun for us. What are the things that someone's going to see? Obviously, they're going to see different rooms, but like, what are the different styles of rooms they'll see if someone wants to visit our campus and take a tour?
So on our tours, I'll show you apartment style, suite style, and traditional style. We'll go to a couple different buildings, and as we're going around, if we don't have time to specifically go into every building, I'll still tell you a little bit about the different vibes of each building, because every building has a little bit of a different character to it, and I can really help you figure out where you best want to live the Bulls life.
Do you have like a favorite place? I know that I don't want to say there's like a best residence hall, but you've lived here, and so what's your favorite?
I have lived on different ends of campus in multiple different residence halls. My favorite style is suite style. A lot of the suite style housing has a bathroom that connects the two rooms, and I kind of like having that fluid structure to just be able to wander through the bathroom and say hi to the other people I live with.
I remember we were talking about this before the show, and so Manny, I had to ask you if you have done that where you go into the shared bathroom or just kind of burst out of the bathroom to surprise your neighbors. Is that normal?
Well, see, the fun thing is that when I lived in Poplar, I had an RA room, and the RA rooms don't have a connected bathroom. They're completely private.
Oh, well, excuse me, Your Highness.
Yeah.
Okay.
It pays to know people at the top, you know what I mean? But yeah, from what I've heard from my residents, though, is that it's a nice way to meet people. But if you're not too keen on being that social, you can always just lock the door and nobody's going to bother you.
So
it's an option.
You should lock the door anyway when you're using the bathroom.
Well, yeah.
It should go without saying, but now you've heard it here first on Housing Live. That is a life tip. That's life tip number 1, I think.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Another question I want to ask is, well, this is an easy one. I think you can both get this. There's a new place on campus you can live. Does anyone know what it's called?
The entire village.
Yeah, we have the village opening up. One thing I want to let everyone know about is super singles. Do you happen to know where the super singles are, Kailee?
The super singles are going to be in Pinnacle, correct?
Yeah, Pinnacle's going to be all super singles, and so I just have to shamelessly plug that for folks to let them know, because the village is brand new. We're opening Endeavor, Horizon, and Pinnacle in the fall. And if you live in Pinnacle Super Singles, you get a double-sized room with 1 set of furniture. So I don't know if either of you requires lots of activity space.
For yoga,
like that.
for stretching.
You need your stretching space.
Calisthenics, you know, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Manny. That's very helpful. Manny is my nemesis, everyone. Let me just come out and say it. You'll see him in the group. I apologize in advance for everything you deal with Manny Isakov.
Nemesis implies competition. This is no competition.
We're all friends here.
That's a burn. No more, Kailee.
I'm sorry,
no more. So, kicking you off the show. You're so difficult. And so, I have a question here. I've got a minute. I wanted to ask you, Manny, we set up some questions before the show, and this was the weirdest question I've ever had, and so I'm going to ask you about this. What's going on with the epidemic of penguins breaking into the residence halls only to violate policy by playing sports inside? That is wildly specific. What the heck are you talking about?
The thing is things like this happen. You can't predict them. That's why I tell people, don't prop the doors open. Don't let strange people in, because sometimes those people can be penguins, and they have just no respect for housing policy. You know, like, that's when the RA gloves have to, like, really come on, and you gotta lay down the law with those penguins and tell them, listen, you can't be in here if you're just gonna, you know, wreck the furniture and stuff. They have no respect.
We have a large penguin audience. I'd like to apologize to all of you viewing this right now. I am sorry if Manny offended you. They're going to send letters.
That's all.
They're poorly written due to the wings, but you know, so they try. I mean, they're that mad.
No, so. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. It happens every week.
And so I got to ask you both before we close out here tonight. So you've been at USF for a little bit. What is it that is the most special aspect of this campus to each of you? So Kailee, if you want to tell us about that.
One of my favorite experiences at USF was actually Bull Hall. I was a part of Bull Hall every year that I have been at USF, and it's really been a great experience for me to be able to meet friends and help other prospective students or students coming into the university to really find their home. I was a Bull Hall captain over this past summer, and then I was a volunteer my initial year here, and it was really nice to be able to talk to parents. And it's a strange experience at first because because, you know, the funniest way to make friends is being able to say, I know your mom, I've met your brother, I know exactly where you live.
That might freak people out just a little bit.
But I swear, we have fun ways of bonding with each other, and it's really been one of my favorite experiences at USF, and I'm still friends with a lot of the other volunteers that I had to this day.
Cool. And so for those of you watching, Bull Hall is actually the move-in assistance program. So if you arrive for grand opening, which is Thursday, August 16th, you'll have Bull Hall support to help move your stuff from your car into your room. It's really, really great. So Manny, what's that special thing for you here at USF?
It's a dead tie between two things. It's the squirrels and it's the people you meet. Because the squirrels are insane. They run across campus with entire slices of pizza in their mouth, and there's just something special about that. But then the other one is people, because I met people from like all over the world. I've met people from my hometown who went to my high school, and I didn't even know them until we both showed up here, and just like everything in between. And those connections stay with you. You will run into somebody that you just talk to once on the way to class in like a coffee shop or something, and then you guys can become best friends. Or you could either, like, you could run into them in the real world outside of campus, ooh, you know? But it's just these human connections that you can make here in this giant, beautiful university. They're irreplaceable for me, irreplaceable, yeah. So it's incredible.
You had to do the bull pun, didn't you, man?
I had to.
We had to.
I understand. It's in the water. So I want to say thank you, both of you, for coming on the show. I hope we'll have you back again in the future.
Yeah,
Of course.
I hope to come back, yeah.
We probably won't let you come back, but I'm glad that you're interested.
But you let me come
it's more
back.
for Kailee, let's be honest here. No, but in all honesty, thank you. It's a pleasure having you both on the show. Thanks for being here for our premiere episode.
Absolutely.
And so that about does it for all of us here at USF Housing Live. Want to go ahead and let you know this is just the first of many shows. We have 23 more episodes coming your way, and that's going to be every Wednesday at 7 p.m. at youtube.com/USF Housing, facebook.com/USF Housing, in the USF class groups 2021, 2020, 2019. Did I leave any out?
I don't.
Oh wait, 2022. Sorry about that, incoming Bulls. We're going to be there for you as well. This is produced by Housing and Residential Education. We are the best place to live, the best place to work, and the best place to learn. A special thank you to our all-student crew, and of course a special thanks to Sierra Glasscock, our director, who leads all of the production here. We are so happy to be working with you, so thank you, Sierra. Thank you to all of our students. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m., but of course there is just one last thing. Go Bulls! Good night, everyone.